What up, crypto lovers and enthusiasts? Happy day today. Today is hump day. Not too much to report. We're going to take a look at the Bitcoin chart because it is struggling with this 69,179 area. Okay, but the good news is once we get out of this area, things will start moving. I'll give you my ideas of what could possibly happen in the short term. We're going to take a look at the 2-year bond yield, 10-year bond yields, because those look kind of green and we don't like that. And we're going to take a look at the ETF numbers as well. And then we're going to show you that I'm going to show you a chart that shows that miracles happen every day. All right. Talking about one of my worst performing holdings. It's actually turning green. We'll take a look at that. Trex 20 is the name of the holding. And so without further ado, let's do this. Let's do Bitcoin first. Let's put a line here really quickly to show what I think the lowest we could drop, roughly like this, roughly like that. All right, so I'm gonna put that line there to see how low we can go before breaking this upward structure that we see here. Right, we've been ascending since the 2nd of May, basically all of May, and we're only a few days out from this week. Really, Friday is the last day of this month, and then we're into June. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. The lowest we can go, I think, to not break this upward structure is today anyways, around 65,460. Do we get there today? I don't think so. Things are looking pretty good. We've been fighting with this area, which is basically just new all-time high, previous all-time high, new all-time high area in this channel right here. Very relatively tight range. All right. And I don't know if this week we drop down lower. Could be right now that we kind of just hug this line, the 69,179, just above it. I mean, just below it, maybe above it. Eventually, I don't know when exactly, but eventually we will make a base here, and eventually we will claim this area. And once we claim this area, then we're gonna break for this area 63,400, which is new all-time highs, and we're gonna break through that too as well, as far as I see it. So it's all good, guys. Just time to continue. You have more time to accumulate. All right, nothing really has changed here. We're just playing with this line to see if we can hold it. If we can hold it, and I think we're going to go into next week to see if we can hold it into next week, right, or at least try to claim it above it. Then I do see us maybe dropping down a little bit more. You know, maybe coming back down, testing this 60, 64, 63, 62,000 area. Maybe we'll see. I don't see us really going much below 61,256, which is the lower part of this range, okay, which is the floor of this range. Really, we've gone below it a few times, right? Wicks, couple of bodies, some wicks right here, but we haven't stayed below for too long. So that to me shows a lot of strength here, and I honestly don't think we go too much below that 61,000. That's if we even get there. Okay, now let's take a look at the ETF performances. What's going on there? This is the outflows of GBTC. Okay, as you can see, and recently they've become a lot less, although the 28th, which is yesterday, they had a pretty strong outflow day. Okay, GBTC used to hold the most amount of Bitcoins, okay, as far as ETFs, but now that has been flipped by BlackRock. BlackRock Spot Bitcoin ETF has leapfrogged Grayscale's to become the largest of its kind after a 201 million inflow day. On Tuesday, BlackRock's IBIT holds nearly $20 billion worth of Bitcoin compared to GBTC's 19.7. All right, and now let's take a look at 10 consecutive days, including yesterday. I think it's 11 consecutive days. Hopefully today will be 12. As you can see, here we are. We've seen a lot of green recently, okay, and no reds, and that's good. This is the ETFs. Looking at it through this chart like this, where you can see pretty good these last 11 days, 10 days there. And let's finish it up with this. Basically seeing the same thing, just adding yesterday, which was they closed green. They added 689 Bitcoin. Grayscale, as you can see, dropped 1,543 Bitcoin. So that was the biggest day, as we saw already. But this is just looking at it numbers wise instead of graph wise, chart wise, graph wise. All right, so interesting, a lot of positive, a lot of green. Things are good. And that's just going to keep going, guys. I think I mentioned yesterday that there were companies that are adding Bitcoin to their treasury, and that's going to continue. There's going to be sovereign wealth funds. I mean, there's just a lot more waves coming for sure, guys. A lot more waves coming for sure. So take this right now, as long as we're in this triangle, as a time to continue to accumulate if you still feel the need to, or if you still feel that your bag is not adequate. All right, let's take a look real quickly at some danger numbers. U.S. government bond yields, we don't like that, okay? And that's the 2-year, and this is the 10-year. We definitely don't like that. It's not positive for the markets. All right, so something to keep an eye on there for sure. And I think that's pretty much it. That's all I really wanted to bring to your attention. Now, one of my worst performing holdings has been this one. Let's finish on a high note. One of my worst performing holdings has been Trex20. Okay, it's a BRC20 play, right? My average buy is 6 cents. And recently, these last few days, it's actually moved up from this, and it's actually moved up relatively violently, strongly. Although it was a lot higher this morning, got as high as 4 cents. I didn't want to sell because I think maybe this could possibly continue. I checked the chat to see if there's any particular news for this, and no, there isn't. This is a very low cap. I think the market cap is like less than 2 million. I think it's even less than 1 million. BRC20 play, Trex20. I bought it in MEXC. It's a gaming play, and it's just been dropping since I bought here. My average buy here, it's just done this and this and this. But hey, if you have some patience and you do believe in your pick, which I was kind of iffy on, right? Once it was down here, and I didn't want to chase. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna hold this what I got, and just wait to see what happens. Because again, in a bull market, everything does go up. So I was thinking, you know, if I'm patient enough, I can at least break even and get out, or hold my position, depending on what I see. Once it gets up here, I will divest a little bit. I'm gonna probably take around 40% of what I put in there and put it into other stuff, and then just hold what it is, what I got with it. Trex20, I'm still holding. I don't want to sell right now. 3 cents. We might come back down. Who knows how long this pump will last? But hopefully it could. We don't come all the way down here, and from here it'll start kind of basing and slowly grinding it back up, or maybe even quickly grinding it back up. We'll see. But hey, this goes to show, guys, you just never know. You just never know. Sometimes you just gotta hold on for dear life. That's what hodl means, right? Hold on for dear life, because sometimes things can surprise you to the upside. Okay. Now all I need is a Ventus Metaverse to do the same thing, and it just might, right? So there it is, Trex20. Looking surprisingly strong out of the blue, out of nowhere. Bitcoin not looking that strong, but we still have a ways to go before we break this upward structure, right? Got to get below 64. We got to get below this line, really, 64,000, for it to see if we can come back down here, right? But in the meantime, we're playing with this line, and maybe, just maybe, in the next days and a few weeks to come, we might just get over that hump and finally build a solid base here on the way up. All right, guys, we'll leave it there. If you can, please like, please subscribe, please leave a comment. I'm trying to grow this channel, and all that stuff does help, man, believe it or not. With all that said, I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you. Have a good one. Peace.